Yakida, bonjour! Wherever you're from, welcome to Some Bandits. We've got all the latest news. We're on the ball with all the games inf you'll ever need. Alex, are you on the games?
Actually, I was on the game for a couple of years. It's not very
Right.
This week we'll take a look at the latest foggy gothicy games for those who like to shit themselves as they sit in front of their television.
We've got ways for piss-pants crybabies to learn how to fight without getting hurt.
We get a chance to play BAFTA-winning Muckabout with Phil Jupitus.
And we get an exclusive peek at Stuntman, the new driving game for the good old boys. But first, the news. This week we bring you news of piracy, heartache, and magical mystery.
Firstly, we turn to piracy, but sadly not the kind that allows you to drink bottles of your own piss and get scurvy. Would-be copiers of Codemasters' Operation Flashpoint are up against the new fade technology, where if the disc is copied, features of the game fade away, the guns don't aim properly, and the game doesn't progress as required.
But by that time, the makers hope that you'll be so hooked that you've got to shell out for the real McCoy. Those clever copyright boys, they think of everything.
Now, cruise news. The new Top Gun game for the PlayStation 2 features cocky flight jockeys, great locations, and over 30 missions. But there is no Tom Cruise looky-likey. The company responsible for distribution, Virgin Interactive, said they weren't interested in having a cheesy Tom Cruise-type character, so they never even entered discussions with him. Yeah, right.
With Sega throwing in the towel in the console hardware fight, rumors have already started that the Xbox is going to feature a chipset that allows you to play Dreamcast games on it. Score! But both Sega and Microsoft have staunchly denied the rumors. However, we think that it's a brilliant idea.
But it is only a rumour, though.
It's only a rumor.
It is only a rumour.
It's only a rumor.
There's no escaping Harry Potter, even for a true gamer. Cashing in on the publicity fest that is the film of the book comes the game of the film of the book. Ooh.
In it, you play Harry Potter, or Specky Buttmunch as I like to call him, and the game is in the Tomb Raider mould, written by the chap who wrote Shadow Man. It's the same sort of stuff, really. You ride around on broomsticks, casting spells in various exotic locations, and generally being a prepubescent hero.
It doesn't matter what we say, it'll sell by the bucket loads.
Yeah, nobody listens to us anyway. I'm the type of girl you should take to the horror movies because I'm a complete weenie. I shriek, I duck, I hide behind my hands, and I will spew popcorn down your jumper if anything mildly startling happens. Hey, I still have nightmares about Freddy Krueger and Norman Bates and that child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oof. And they give me a zombie game to play.
James, honey, did something happen to you?
And not just any old horror, Silent Hill 2 has superbly sadistic sound effects and fabulous twisty plots. It's porn for anybody who's ever owned a Black Sepultura sweatshirt or admitted to having a couple of Marilyn Manson albums in your record collection. You guide our hero James Sanderson into the lives of some strange people and warped zombies straight-jacketed in their own flesh and walls covered in smeared turd. It's all a bit baffling, really. But that's where your big brain comes in, because what this game lacks in innovation, it makes up for in logical riddle solving. There are 3 very distinct levels of puzzle difficulty, and the riddles you have to mind twist your way through are of the Mensa cryptic crossword variety. They span across huge environments and involve a splattering of seemingly useless items. However, the perceived freedom of movement in Silent Hill is utterly superficial. This game shrieks of linearity, with loads of talking to strangers, wandering around, and waiting for things to happen for hours on end. But I've got to hand it to them, this is the Hitchcock of interactive entertainment. It leads you gently into a false sense of security, and then bam, drops you in the center of a virtual slaughterhouse with absolutely no blinking clue. And then it just laughs in the darkness behind you. Silent Hill 2 is a good follow-up to the first, but it lacks that special something that the PlayStation 2 really should have offered. Silent Hill 2 is out for the PlayStation 2 now. Anyway, how come I get the zombie games and Ian gets to go to the parties?
Everyone enjoys a good backslapping night out, and the computer games industry is no different. I'm here at the BAFTA Interactive Awards wearing a suit that doesn't quite fit me to celebrate this year's best computer games. Should be a lot of fun.
The BAFTA Interactive Entertainment Awards are now in their 4th year, with 20 separate awards up for grabs. It's a night of high tension, free booze and wicked games.
Are you a fan of computer games at all? Do you have anything at home that you
I've
play?
got an N64, a Macintosh computer. I've got a Betamax video. I'm not really built for the modern gaming
track
world.
cartridges as well you're using.
Hey,
stuff.
man alive, yeah.
There we go, I can see you.
I can see you.
This is it.
Here we go, here we go.
Destroyed. A well-beaten Phil scuttled off to present the award, so I went backstage to gossip with the beautiful gamers. Who was going to be the night's big winner, Black and White or Gran Turismo?
So you were one of the judges, were you?
I was one of the judges, yeah.
What do you think of the games that you've seen this year?
Some of them were great. We had a really great time. I mean, you can imagine it was quite fun judging them. You just sit around playing games for 6 hours.
The BAFTA in games console, however, goes to Gran Turismo 3.
Unsurprisingly, Gran Turismo 3 was one of the night's big winners.
My only thing I don't like about the game is when you smash into it, there's no damage. Is that a deliberate part of the game making?
Manufacturers have their own stipulations about what they want.
That's interesting. That's what the car designers don't want their cars to be shown dented and smashed. That makes sense, I suppose.
Some of them do. Some of them, you know, basically Gran Turismo is a driving simulation. It's not a crashing simulation. So it's about providing a fantastic driving experience more than anything else.
Do you play games?
I do, and I'm glad Gran Turismo 3 won tonight. I mean,
Fucking brilliant.
it is brilliant, but you know what? I've really got really peeved with the designers. I raced and won and upgraded my auto little car, right? Yeah. Could I load it up? Could I make the save really easy, like for someone like me who's stupid?
Not being funny, Goldie. It is quite easy to save on there, to be honest.
I never knew that you could play DVDs on there, right? But I must tell you, no, really, I say stupid.
That's one of the big selling points of it.
I know, but you know, me and like selling points and like, you know, instructions.
Another worthy winner was Black and White, which scooped the interactivity and moving images categories.
How did you get the idea for it?
Well, I had this Tamagotchi egg. You've seen those plastic things. And this Tamagotchi egg was drowned in a cup of coffee, and I cried. I cried like a baby.
You big girl's blouse.
I know, it was a girl blouse, and I thought if I could be emotional about this plastic thing, imagine if we could have this creature on screen. So that was one of the big innovations for us.
Give us the info on the new game. Give us the exclusive. Come on.
The name of the new game, and it's called Dimitri. There is some erotic content.
Oh, it's a racy game, is it?
No, it's not a racy game. It's just there is a small amount of eroticism.
Black and White was the night's big talking point, and there was one question I just had to ask.
I don't want any lies or nonsense, or I can't answer this.
Okay.
How much money have you made from Black and White?
More than £10 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
So, having realised I'm in the wrong industry, I consoled myself with gallons of champagne and bathed in reflected glory.
If following along in the hoof steps of Dolly the sheep really makes you horny, then welcome to our online guide to cloning yourself on the web. Yes, create a miniaturized mini-you with the help of avatar sites. avatar is an ancient Hindu word which means incarnation of a deity.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I'm just looking up the word sincere. I've got no idea what that means.
First up is www.stor.co.uk. Here you can make a basic avatar of yourself using rather limited designs that they've got in their stock. You can send it off to your friends on the email, have a lot of fun. It's all what the internet is really made for, I think.
For a more realistic cyberclone, then head on over to avatarme.com, where you can scan yourself in using an extremely painless procedure in what appears to be an oversized photo booth. You can then take yourself to the website, grow fat, thin, large, small, wide, round, or absolutely gorgeous, and then download yourself into games like Half-Life, Quake, or The Sims, and other games the religious right really shouldn't be getting wind of.
Finally, there's digimask.com, where for just 2 photos, a full-on face one and a profile, they can make a 360-degree replica of your head. Yeah, you can rotate it, you can move the eyes, the mouth, and everything. Put it on a website, send it to your friends in the email, even use it in next-generation console games. Fantastic.
I am a beautiful man. Now, if you forget the address, just get your search engine, type in "where can I find good head," and that should do the trick.
So you like fighting games. Maybe you even like fights. But you don't like getting hit. Don't worry about it. If your inner Bruce Lee is just fighting to get out, then the Thrustmaster's Fighting Arena is just the bitch for you. All you gotta do is load in your favorite PlayStation or PlayStation 2 beat 'em up, plug these bizarre contraptions into the console, and then get yourself an opponent that you can beat the ever-living crap out of. Come on then. The Thrustmaster works using infrared sensors, but at first glance it doesn't really seem to enhance gameplay whatsoever. But it can be used with any fighting game, because it's really just a modified games controller that responds to whatever movement breaks the beam. So sadly, it can't tell the difference between a punch and a kick, nor how hard it is. But it's best when playing against a flesh and blood opponent. Bring on a real man! Let the fighting commence. All right then, guys, what do you think? Does it match up to your Muay Thai boxing mastership?
Tap dancing would have been a better thing to do for this, I think.
Do you think it's responding well?
It's responding to movement, it's not responding to any kind of technique at all. It can't tell a punch from a kick. It's just picking up movement.
So does it bear any real resemblance to fighting?
Get ready, fight!
No.
And look at that. I'm the winner! Well, if tactics are everything, you probably want to stick at home with your console. But if you enjoy your Saturday night scrap and don't like your Sunday morning bruises, then the Thrustmaster's Fighting Arena could be your bad boy.
Okay, lady, it's X, 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 triangle, 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 square, circle, triangle. Easy. You are disgusting. Anyway, join us after the break for some more hardcore gaming malarkey and japery. Until then, why not
Visit our website at www.channel4.com/thumbandits, where there are more reviews, more gaming news, and the chance to win an Ultimate Dreamcast pack with Virtua Tennis 2.
Now listen, you stupid cow. It's X, 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 triangle, 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 square, circle, triangle.
Welcome back to Thumb Bandits, where we show you the best games since Soggy Biscuit. Next up, we give the unscrubbed masses the opportunity to play some games, so go on. Play to your heart's content. Go on.
And this week's jury, as always, is Paul, the guy from the game shop, Rowan, the token girl gamer, and Scott, who's a computer graphics artist.
This week, our panel are reviewing 3 completely different musical games, but only one can top the chart.
First up, Popstar Maker on the PlayStation, a pop management sim. Pick your band, get them in the studio rehearsing and recording, and get them that all-important record deal. But is it top of the pops or a piece of shit? Is it like any other game you've ever played before?
Yes, it's more like email, really, than playing a game.
Really?
It's very text-based.
It's Popstar Maker. Surely it's like the TV programme with Darius and Nasty Nigel and dancing and music and stuff, isn't it?
That's what you would expect, but no, it's just very dull.
What are you going to do? How do you play it?
Get a few people together. Some people sing well, some people dance well. Pick some nice clothes, get them signed.
I'm going to stop you there just for a second because you're actually boring me and the game sounds quite boring. So we'll leave it there. Thanks very much. Cheers.
So, Popstar Maker looks like it hasn't got what it takes. Next up, Rock Manager.
Hello, mate. Well, let me know if you want any help, right?
What have you got to do in it? How does it work?
It works a lot better than Popstar Maker anyway. You actually get to see your band have tantrums, you've got to calm them down, you need to give them presents, get them a deal, get them gigs. Really realistic, a bit gritty and adult.
Really realistic. I'm not sure I quite believe that, but we all know rock stars like a bit of the old showbiz sherbet and naughty salt. Are drugs and things like that included in here?
Yes, sir, drugs and drink and even sex.
Even sex?
Even sex.
You're just too kind.
For those about to rock, it appears Rock Manager is the game these people here seem to think is a bit better than Popstar Maker, which is a bit sissy.
And finally, Dancing Stage Disney Mix, which can be played with a controller, but there are better ways.
Right, I've got to say, I love the look of this game, but what the hell is this thing on the floor you're using? I don't get it.
Okay, we've got a pad that simulates a PlayStation controller. You've got arrows, you've got squares, triangles, the whole lot.
And how does it correspond with what's playing the game? I don't...
Okay, you follow the arrows with your feet and basically match the moves.
Fantastic. How much fun are you having? You're building up a sweat there.
It's super fun. It's really, really good. Having a good time. I'm getting fit, and I think I've pulled.
You cheeky little monkey. Okay, so you're playing this, and you're looking good at the same time. How do you rate it?
It's going really in, it's a good game, it's a good laugh, could really get into it.
But surely it's a Disney game. It's got to be aimed for kids, hasn't it?
Nah, it's for dancers of all ages.
Do you not find the songs a little bit annoying? It's Disney songs sort of reworked to a dance beat.
I've got some great Europop remixes. It's a fun game, quite cheesy.
You a big dancer yourself then?
Quite like discotheque on a Saturday night.
The discotheque. Thanks a lot, Grandad, from the 1940s. You carry on playing your fancy modern game. Go on then.
So, Dancing Stage Disney Mix is this week's Top of the Pops. But it ain't over until the Skitty Man dances.
I've seen these sad losers having a go at this, and they're rubbish. I was 1989 Slough Disco Dancing Champion. I'm going to kick some ass. Start this game, young man. Yes! I should have won that easily because I'm wicked at dancing. All right, hang on a minute. You've got a B, and I've got an E. You've got a high score, I've got a Class A drug in my pocket. Who wins? Not me, because winners don't take drugs, kids, all right? I'm shagged, that's a good game.
Whatever happened to good old-fashioned family games?
Yeah, what are the top 3 quiz games to make the leap to computers? Well, in at number 3, it's Trivial Pursuit. No 80s pub was complete without a triv machine stuck in the corner. And then when it made the jump to the small screen, it was an even bigger success. What colour's your cheese? As I used to say.
Coming in at number 2, The Weakest Link. With 100,000 questions and Virtual Ann Robinson, it's best played on the multiplayer option with some very thick friends. And you can tell her to piss off if she annoys you.
But in the numero uno position, it's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire series, and yes, that is our final answer. Now, the most popular quiz show on TV on both sides of the pond has taken over your computer too. One of the fastest selling video games ever in Blighty. The original had us booing at our screens because there was no Chris, but the new version has a virtual Chris to patronise and cajole in his special blonde way.
By simply answering 15 questions in a row correctly.
But if you're looking to buy something for everyone this Christmas, here are a few quiz show contenders that will keep your Auntie Jean from scratching her bits. For example, who can resist the fabulous temptation of Family Fortunes? The game is that familiar mix of surveys, top answers, and mad statistics, but you really have to judge whether your family have the potential comedy value to enjoy this game. It's got Les Dennis and the full studio and stupid noises. Our survey said...
Or why not all sit around the TV for a nice family game of Scrabble? Triple word scores abound. And it does help if you know those funny little 2-letter Scotch words of hey, you bugger. A lot of fun to be had. Computer games, as we all know, are not the new rock and roll, but I'm going to pretend they are just to make this comparison work, OK? Now, when you buy an Oasis album, you know exactly what you're going to get. A load of pub rock songs that sound exactly the same as the last Oasis record you got. But don't worry, I'm not having a dig. There's no shame in liking a crap band. For example, my favourite band is Kiss, and they're shit. But I am building to a point. You see, I've been playing Crash Bandicoot 3, and after 5 minutes, it felt like I'd been there before. The style of gameplay is virtually identical to the previous 2 in the series. Running, jumping, collecting apples, getting on my tits.
Of course, all these things are good fun, and the cutesy gameplay is pretty fast and fairly impressive.
And if you glimpse at the background and the scenery there, it looks stunning. But otherwise, most of the visuals aren't up to that much. The game's makers seem to be following a growing trend of bringing out a familiar sequel just so PS2 owners will buy it. I want amazing graphics all the time. I want the characters to be intelligent. I want well-composed soundtracks. I do not want a poor man's Sonic looking and sounding pretty much the same as he did 5 years ago. Now, one interesting addition is Coco, Ash's sister. She may be a bandicoot, but she's certainly a fox, all right.
Okay, all systems are ready and operational.
Anyway, if you like the series and want more of the same, get this. If you've never played a Crash Bandicoot game, but it looks like your kind of thing, then at least this does it well. But a word of warning to the programmers. I expect better. Oh yeah, and despite what everyone says, Wonderwall is a shit song. Now it's time to tease, to flatter, to bring you back to our flat and let you look under the mattress. That's right, it's time for Sneaky Peek.
Next year sees the release of the GameCube in the UK. Hooray! And you can bet your bottom dollar that Eternal Darkness is going to be the title that gets the Nintendoids drooling. It's your usual dross about killing demons and zombies and other skeletal beasts. So, if you thought that the GameCube was going to be filled with the usual cutesy sweet Jack claptrap, fear ye not, because this and Resident Evil are going to provide enough blood, guts, and gore for supporting even the most ardent of Gothic lifestyles.
Now, in these troubled times, it seems almost offensive to release war games. But hey, taste and decency have never been gaming designers' biggest things. And we're not here to judge, we're just here to show you some wicked, exclusive footage from Medal of Honor Allied Assault, coming out on the PC in January next year. There are also 2 Medal of Honor games coming out on the PS2 in spring next year.
Across a 50-mile stretch of France's Normandy coast, the Allies staged a massive assault against Hitler's vaunted Atlantic Wall.
My advice is, if you want to get that full-on war experience, stab yourself in the thigh, then go and live in a ditch for 3 or 4 weeks, crying and whimpering and thinking you may never see a mother again.
Get down!
And finally tonight, we've got a fantastic sneaky peek. Once in a while, we're going to kidnap someone from the games world, take them to a darkened room, smash their legs in and say, "Oi, what's your game? Drive the car!"
Martin Edmondson, managing director of the Reflections company that brought us Destruction Derby and the #1 selling driver series, joins us for an exclusive look at his new game, Stuntman.
Martin, thanks for joining us. What's your game? What is the best stunt you can do in the game?
It's a 360 barrel roll over a river, twisted ramp type of a thing. There's another one where you have to jump through the hole in the side of a train which is moving, so you have to time your speed correctly.
Man, I love it already. How much of a frustrated film director are you? Be honest.
Very.
Would you rather be making movies than games?
No, actually, no, I wouldn't. I've been on film sets a few times and it's actually quite boring.
Can you die in this game?
You can't, no. It's something that we consider, not dying in the game, but we considered having the stuntman injured, but the problem is that when you start talking to real stuntmen about the stunts and so on, it really isn't, you know, it's not appropriate.
Are people who are testing the game, are they finding new stunts and amazing things that you didn't know were in there? Maybe it's not just the triple barrel over the river thing that's going to be the maddest stunt out there.
Well, I suppose if you go fast enough and time it right, you might be able to do a quadruple barrel roll or something.
Well, we haven't seen the completed game yet, and it's not due for release until spring next year, but already it's the talk of corner boys everywhere, and it looks brilliant.
Now, if you want to show off to the hard kids at school and avoid being bullied by knowing more about games than they do, then visit our website at www.channel4.com/thumbandits.
And be sure to join us next week when I get all hot for Devil May Cry on the PlayStation 2, and Alex enjoys the last days of the Dreamcast. Oh, bless.
And remember, your parents, your partner, and other anti-gamers may try and convince you that gaming is anti-social. It isolates you from others, and you'd be better off going outside and getting some fresh air.
Yeah, we say ignore these people because they're evil and square. Just sit there staring straight ahead at the screen, not saying a word. Maybe just a grunt. That should be enough to prove to them that gaming is the most sociable, the best, the fittest way of relaxing in the 21st century. Remember, we'll always be together forever in electric dreams. Good night.
Good film, that.
Alex, I could sit and talk to you for seconds, but that's enough 80s retro nonsense, and I'm not.
Logging on for more with Ian and Alex next week at the same time, and coming up, tonight's pets you just wouldn't want to let in your own home.